It's a scary day. This is the 619th day of the war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza, and of those being held in captivity underneath Gaza, and it seems to be the first day of a new phase of the war between Israel and Iran, which makes for a scary time. One doesn't know what's next or what the Iranian response to the attacks on its nuclear facilities and military capabilities will be. Look, we always pray for greater peace and greater freedom for all. And we know that the world doesn't always cooperate. And by the way, that's sort of inclusive, obviously, especially for the people of Iran who have long been oppressed by their cruel government. They can be more free and independent. And it's true for all peoples of the world, including Palestinians, including those who suffer in Gaza under Hamas's misrule. And we know that the world doesn't always cooperate with their prayers, that things aren't always simple, and there's a risk of naivete, of just saying that we hope for peace, has to be different than actually thinking that everyone agrees on how that gets achieved. Ideally, people are able to run their own societies within their own borders without interference or threats from others. Part of what the count that I'm keeping in mind nowadays is it's not just the count of the Israel's war with Gaza or Israel's war with Iran, but in the center of Iran, allegedly, I haven't been in Tehran, there was a clock counting down the days until Israel's destruction. So they call Palestine Square, they have the clock counting down to Israel's destruction, which is scheduled for 2040. I don't know the number of days. And opposite was a government-sponsored billboard showing Prime Minister Netanyahu in a straitjacket saying Hebrew and Farsi that he's insane. This week in the Torah, we read a number of key stories and a number of key lines. One of them we say each week when we take out the Torah. We say, Vehi minso Aaron vayomer Moshe kumarona futo evachavenusu misanecha mipanecha. There's this line from Numbers chapter 10 when the ark was carried forward. This is the moment when the Israelites break camp. They've been camping at the foot of Mount Sinai and they begin to move. It says that Moshe would say, "Arise, God, may your enemies be scattered, may all your foes be put to flight." And that this is sort of it's a military moment of when the Israelites march through the desert, of their prayer that their enemies be scattered and in a fearful state and run away so that they don't have to fight them. And it's an unusual thing that when we take out the Torah, we still say this because we still realize that though we pray for peace, that there are enemies out there that we wish to scatter in front of us. And this is part of the purpose of Torah reading, is to give us the strength to understand our mission in the world so that we are able to help in this. And then the very next line of the Torah is that the ark was set down, that Moses would say, God may dwell among the myriad families of the people of Israel. And we say that when we put the Torah back in the ark. So this bit from the Torah is copied and pasted into the Siddur and into our service, and it's to tell us that there are always enemies in this world and that we have to double down on our culture and our learning and our hope and our faith in order to try and get to the place where we, in all of our diversity, will be able to dwell peacefully in this sense of having of being ourselves, of our own culture, like others are able to have their own culture and their own beliefs. And through it all, I feel like there is another line from the Psalms that is placed at the beginning of the Torah service. We say it each Friday night. We also say it at the end of the Torah service. Adonai oz la'amo yitein Adonai yivrech et amo b'shalom. May God give strength to God's people, and may God bless God's people with shalom, with peace. So we hope for success for the soldiers of the Israel Defense Forces who are seeking to defend long-term the people of Israel, and may Israel and all the peoples of the region be blessed with peace.